Good morning and welcome to Morning Signal. Here's your briefing for 15 July 2026. We start today with a major legal escalation as Apple files an intellectual property lawsuit against OpenAI.
This is a massive shot across the bow. Apple's accusing OpenAI of systematic IP theft, which is already disrupting OpenAI's recruiting pipeline and delaying their 2027 consumer hardware roadmap. It shows that the battle for talent and IP is getting incredibly messy.
At the same time, we are seeing a massive enterprise retrenchment from public models. Satya Nadella issued warnings about data sovereignty, and India has officially banned U.S. LLM deployments for sensitive applications.
Enterprises are realizing they cannot afford to lose control of their data. This is further validated by TCS earnings, which show legacy IT firms losing contract value during renegotiations. AI efficiency is actually turning into margin pressure for service providers.
Developers are also voting with their wallets. Vercel reports that open weight models now capture 29% of gateway volume, but represent less than 4% of total spend.
Right, that is a staggering divergence. It proves that open source is absolutely dominating on margin, even if proprietary models still hold the mindshare.
Meanwhile, a major security scare is brewing with xAI's Build CLI tool. It was discovered that Grok CLI quietly uploads entire unredacted codebase repositories to Google Cloud Platform.
This is a nightmare for compliance officers. Any enterprise using this tool has likely exposed proprietary IP to external clouds without consent. You need to audit your internal network for Grok CLI usage immediately.
Moving to AI research, Anthropic discovered that Claude's persona shifts depending on the language used. Dutch prompts make the model admit errors more readily, while Hindi prompts inject a distinct warmth.
It shows that localization isn't just about translation, but about cultural alignment. On the efficiency front, Cognition halved Devon's operational bill by routing tasks to Fable 5 instead of GPT-4.
Exactly. Smart routing is defeating brute force compute. Microsoft is doing something similar, scaling thousands of production copilots by partitioning retrieval into isolated subagents.
And the physical infrastructure is shifting overseas to support this. Yotta is investing $7 billion to deploy 40,000 Blackwell GPUs globally, targeting regions where compute pricing is 50% higher.
In product news, Agent Card launched a micro fintech protocol that issues single-use debit cards for autonomous agents. These cards self-terminate once a transaction clears.
This is the beginning of the autonomous spending economy. We are moving from software subscription models to transaction-based micropayment infrastructure for AI agents.
Framer is also pushing agency forward with version 3.0. Their new Active Canvas integrates design agents directly into workflows, bypassing Figma handoffs entirely to write code and manage SEO.
It streamlines the entire design-to-production loop. For developers, Apple just released its speech analyzer engine, which outperforms Whisper Small with a 4 times lower error rate at a fraction of the compute.
This gives Apple massive dominance in on-device English audio transcription. We also saw PGDog launch a Postgres sharding proxy that scales up to 2 million production queries per second without code changes.
That is a lifesaver for scaling database infrastructure. On the agent framework side, Prime Intellect shift Verifier 1.0 to standardize reinforcement learning, and there's a new WebMCP bid to let agents call browser tools securely.
In business strategy, Cloudflare has formed a data alliance with OpenAI, providing real-time network traffic signals covering 20% of the web.
That will drastically improve OpenAI's factual accuracy. Meanwhile, Meta is doubling down on physical infrastructure, expanding its Louisiana data center to 5 gigawatts with a $50 billion investment.
Looking at the big picture, product leaders need to realize that margins are won on pipeline architecture, not cheaper base models. Sovereign data guardrails are tightening, and local runtimes are becoming non-negotiable.
If you want immediate action items, see if your engineering team can migrate 10% of non-reasoning pipelines to Llama 3 within 30 days. That alone could slash your API spend.
Also, watch for rival mobile operating systems to release competing lightweight speech APIs within 60 days to match Apple's new engine.
The core takeaway today is that AI economics have shifted from pricing power to margin management. You cannot build a defensive moat by renting intelligence that your competitors can get for pennies.
Build your defensibility through secure, proprietary context layers. That's our briefing for today.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.